So here it is. HellDivers fans, we have heard your feedback about HellDivers 2 account linking. On May 6th, the update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation networks to be combined, is now not going to be moving forward. Oh yeah, it's just a...
Oh, okay. When I made that video, I genuinely did not know that a lot of countries didn't have access to PlayStation Network.
You think ignorance is cute?
And again, it is a big win. Like, I'm not against it. If anything, it makes me think, holy should I, reconsider PC? Seriously. If Sony is out here basically saying, we will
ban. Like, Sony, if you think this is going to result, this is not going to result in what Sony thinks it is.
What pisses me off, and I'm gonna speak from the heart right here, man.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
What pisses me off about this whole thing is that look how quick PlayStation responded to a community of gamers that's not even their bulk.
Dirty console gaming peasants!
Will have live service games day and date. You have a whole other platform that would have complaints, that would have feedback, and you don't listen to them at all.
Maybe we need to react and respond just like the PC gamers.
Exactly. They hate us because they ain't us.
So it would be very disingenuous for me to sit here and be like, "Oh, Sony and Steam." No, dude, I don't care. I am in the camp of them. Sorry.
I'm PC Master Race and I have standards. Okay, then you go have your fucking standards. I'm just saying. Go have your standards. That's fine. I can go have that too if I want. That's the beauty of this. I can do that too.
I just don't care to because I'm fine where I am.
yeah.
HellDivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the HellDivers 2 account linking update, the May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players, and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of HellDivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans.
You see what happens? You see what happens?
Jimmy.
You see what happens? This is what happens when you a stranger in the...
Jimmy.
This is what happens.
Jimmy.
You see what happens?
Jimmy.
Do you see what happens?
Jimmy.
When you a stranger in the ass?
Do you see now, children? Do you see why they hate us PC gamers? Do you see why they say we're smug, elitist pricks, entitled? It's because they hate us because they ain't us. No matter how hard the console guys try, they can never get done the PC way. This is why we are the PC Master Race. This is why we are superior to console peasants. It cannot be argued. You guys sit there and take all the abuse from these companies. We get them to overturn entire decisions in the span of 48 hours.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
For all that talk about PC gamers from the console side, I don't see a single one of you actually getting done. So, better off to shut your mouths.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
And listen to the correct player base, because we are correct. After all, there is a reason Henry Cavill scoffed at the interviewer who dared to ask him if he played on Xbox or PlayStation. What a low-life peasant question to ask anyone. Console gamers have no idea just how small and insignificant their world is. They really think their brand is the biggest thing in the world because they see it on a bus once in a while. But the truth is, PC gaming is far bigger. And as much as console gamers want to cry about how PC gamers are pirates, at the end of the day, they still put out more sales than both consoles combined. So what do you got to say to that? On second thought, don't say anything. Every single time a console guy opens their mouth, the only thing that happens is they get charged more and get less content. After an endless brigade of negative reviews from PC gamers, and of course, a very based assist from Valve, who was giving out refunds for HellDivers 2, even if it went against their own refund policy, pressure was put on Sony, and ultimately, they caved in, they bent the knee, just like I said they would, because I'm a PC gamer. I have seen this countless times. You don't with us. The most money to be made is here. You gotta keep us happy, plain and simple. Everybody on God's green earth is acknowledging, damn, You don't mess with PC gamers. I mean, even Solid Rev himself. What amazes me, however, is the amount of salty ass PlayStation fanboys full of the tism who cannot prevent themselves from simply staying off social media during all this, because I know you guys can't control yourselves. It's in your DNA, your ponies. All you know is console gaming. So it makes you very upset to see that PC gamers are able to actually get Sony to give them what they want, unlike you. So that envy, that jealousy, that spite, oh my God, there's so much of it. So if you couldn't tell, that's basically what part 2 is. Nothing but pure copium. So let's start.
I'm here for the same reason you is, man. I want some
Salt.
Now the HellDivers 2 drama is over. PC gamers can go back to what they do best.
Which is what? Getting what we want? Is that supposed to be the insult? Oh, PC gamers lick Gabe Newell's boots. That's the joke. You mean the very same Gabe Newell that took our side? That Gabe Newell? You guys don't think your memes that through? Oh my God. PlayStation fanboys couldn't meme if their life depended on it. I forget oftentimes a joke actually has to make somewhat sense in order for it to get over. I mean, just think about it for a second. They think PC gamers are bootlicking Gabe Newell, when in reality, all of them PlayStation dudes were perfectly okay and content with Sony screwing them over this entire console generation. No, you don't get it right. I'm sorry. If I were Elon Musk, I would take your memeing privileges away for a short bit because you guys do not get it.
PC strategy has made Sony look like a bitch.
Oh, great. My favorite PlayStation fanboy of them all. Low-income ass sound and voice, JTech TV. Oh, great. How we missed you and all of your dick pics that are all over Twitter. No, Jay, this did not make Sony look like a bitch. This made Sony look really smart, actually. Listening to PC gamers and giving them what they want, that's quite based. That's quite smart. The bitch thing to do would have been to leave all those people you already sold the game locked out. That would have made no sense. That wouldn't have made Sony look based. That would have made them look retarded. Again, when it comes to the PlayStation crowd, they're willing to have Sony self-sabotage if it means screwing over PC gamers. They may love their PlayStations, but they hate your platform a hell of a lot more. They'd sooner have PlayStation losing out on potentially millions upon millions of dollars if it means PC gamers are screwed over. And well, to JTech and all other PlayStation fanboys, this is why Sony has continuously screwed you over with nothing but remakes and remasters and shitty ass sequels, because you guys are far too busy paying attention to what other gamers on other platforms are doing. Not once do I see you guys talking about how much you love PlayStation games. It's always about peeking over the fence and seeing what others are up to. And Sony figures, well, hey, they're so busy paying attention to Twitter and other console users, how about we just screw them over? They'll never notice. Hell, they may praise us for it. You know what Sony just did right now, JTech? Sony just proved to the world that their console users are indeed second-class citizens because they're treating the PC users like first class.
Sony said, yeah, you want a bitch, you complain, watch me work. PC sent a loud and clear message, and I hope Sony listens and pulls back on the games to PC initiative.
Surely somewhere in the darkest depths of your heart, you began to believe that there was no God in this world at all!
Get f***ed! You beta soy cuck! Get f***ed! It's amazing, isn't it? They hate us PC gamers because we refuse to fall in line with said corporations. We say, no, f*** you. And our fellow gamers hate us for it. How batshit crazy is that? Yes, I'm drunk, but still, doesn't that blow your mind? Because we refuse to sign up for PSN. The PlayStation users demand Sony take the games away from us. They view us as ungrateful and not one with Sony. I'm sorry, but this is all on PlayStation fanboys. You're the ones who have strings attached to Sony. So much so, you'll allow them to basically grape you, and you feel like first-class citizens being treated like that. That's why you're so envious. That's why you hate us. Sony gives you the Harvey Weinstein treatment. Meanwhile, they're completely scared shitless of us.
You're too nice, PlayStation. Some of us would have been kind of nice. But I know Sony has a bigger fish to fry at the moment. Paramount.
You ever thought to yourself, my dear pony, that maybe this is why Sony is the billion-dollar corporation and you're not? And instead you're just a pay pig? This mentality is a case study. I mean, if you've been watching me long enough, you've seen how out of control it spiraled. Corporatism is infectious. Sony wasn't doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. You guys are weird. They weren't playing nice. It's hilarious how personal you take it. They were doing this because they had a financial incentive to do so.
I can't believe that you would take the side of Sony with that HellDivers 2 video you made. You corporate bootlicker. Whoa, okay. When I made that video, I genuinely did not know that a lot of countries didn't have access to PlayStation Network. That's on me for not doing more research. What Sony is doing with HellDivers 2 is wrong. Okay, well, that's fair. But here's a question for you. How can Steam players like you and me protest against Sony while at the same time making Ghost of Tsushima one of the best-selling games on Steam? And it's not even out yet. Wait, but I don't... You're quick to rant and bash me on Twitter, but you have no problem spending money and pre-ordering a game that is published by Sony. This is hypocritical. Those games aren't even connected. Yes, they are. Vote with your dollars. Put your money where your mouth is and boycott all of the PlayStation games coming over to Steam. Sony does not care about your rants and your Steam review bombing. They only care about one thing, the bottom line.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Oh, great. Not this low testosterone fat again. Oh my God. Well, thanks for reminding us, Whitey Keefe. It's a very good point. So, you heard him, PC gamers. It worked the first time. Now we know what to do with Ghost of Tsushima. Everybody, do your part for freedom. It's hilarious because PC gamers pulled off of BlackRock and we forced behaviors onto Sony. Now they have to bend the knee to our demands whenever we ask of it, as it should be, as your liberal white ass should agree with. So, you heard what he said. Sony only cares about the bottom line. Let's keep the pressure on the bottom line.
One thing this HellDivers job proved, though, is how unreliable the PC market is. You can have a success, and one day, they can find a BS excuse to mass refund your game even after spending 200 hours in it. You lose all the money you make, like investing in meme coins, lol.
Based? Yo, based? On God?
Whose side are you on? Gamers or the corporations? The f*** is wrong with you ponies? That is ultra based. That flexibility right there that PC gamers gave themselves. That shouldn't solely be a PC gaming thing. Everybody should have the freedom to push these corporations around. You guys just choose not to. Let's face it. You cannot be upset at PC gamers for seeking consumer excellence. The success of these companies should completely rely on the enjoyment and fulfillment of gamers. So if you f*** up, it should represent in your success. Investors and backers shouldn't always be there to cover for your ass, because oftentimes the end result is a lot of shitty companies continue to push out shitty products because there's a system put in place to make sure they don't completely fail. People who buy the product should have way more say than anybody else. And again, you're completely missing the point. This is all Sony's fault. The reason people with 200 hours in it can refund the game is because Sony made a decision that would have left a lot of people locked out of their own game that they already purchased. These refunds would not exist. These are a rarity. Once in a blue moon situation. So no, PC gaming isn't a risk. No, it isn't a gamble. No, it isn't like meme coins. Sony was just completely incompetent. It has nothing to do with PC gamers. This was all the fault of a corporation. Get that through your head. Correct this PlayStation fanboyism now, because believe me, you do not want to be caught in your mid-40s buying PlayStation sneakers like X-Vault here is doing. That will be your fate if you continue to console war. You're so young. You can change now while you have a chance, you stupid idiot. Do you really want to be caught dead with these on the streets? That will be your future. Change now, pony. Change.
Hermit fried pussy that again, but I see the trip fitting this by making it non-mandatory. And then later on mandatory. Goat and the rest of the games coming in the future will have PSN day 1.
On second thought, you will never change. Oh my god, it's so good. I live for this. You ponies are the cure to my depression. Now maybe it's just me, but this odd AI's fella doesn't really seem to be taking it too well. It's absolutely hilarious. They hate us, you know, and for all of that complaining about how PC gamers are hardcore pirates and there's no money to be made on PC, isn't it hilarious how PC gamers still manage to put out more sales than both consoles combined? Let's face it, there's a reason we get listened to.
When it comes to happiness and sadness, it definitely seems like PlayStation is willing to pivot. Xbox will never listen to fan feedback. And especially when it comes to something like Nintendo.
Oh great, it's Methcast guy. The dude whose face looks like it was rearranged by gamma radiation. Jim Ryan's cock's been so far up his mouth, the tip must have poked his cerebral cortex. Well, that or it's all the meth abuse, I don't know. When it comes to Dreamcast guy, you can never really tell. But is he for real? Don't you love it how he's like, yes, PlayStation! listens to its consumers, trying to turn it into a W for Sony when really it's only a W for gamers, and then trying to throw Microsoft under the bus when it was Xbox customers' very same feedback that got Microsoft to revert from raising the price on Xbox Live. This is just complete revisionism right here. Like, Dreamcast guy is lying to everybody's faces, and I really can't tell if it's for viewership or a symptom of his coping. I cannot think of another company that has had to go back on their decisions more than Microsoft has because of feedback. If you didn't think Dreamcast guy was a PlayStation fanboy up to this point, hopefully, maybe, at the very least, this clip changed your mind. It really says something when the only people that come to bat for dear old PlayStation and try to turn it into a W for them is a bunch of goddamn male Karens.
All this through a simple PSN account link that every other major publisher has in there, including some of the biggest games in the world right now, which they had no problem doing. One thing is for certain, PC community is a entitled group. And those journalists like always show how they bias and liars. PlayStation always classy as usual. Below.
Classy, with an I, and a little dick hanging off the C that bends around and the L out of the ASS.
To all the PlayStation executives who follow me, please see this. HellDivers 2 proves PlayStation should never go day and day with PC. This is extremely clear.
No, this proves the complete opposite. This proves we need day and date with PC. Only PC gamers are willing to tell you what's up, Sony. Only PC gamers can help you improve your product. They won't lie to your face and say this is okay, like the console users do. If they don't like something and they think it's inherently bad to your product, you will get that honesty from them in the form of an insane amount of review bombing. But nonetheless, if you want to learn how to make some money on the platform, it's integral that you listen to the PC crowd. And you're damn right PC gamers are entitled. I mean, we built these PCs, we pay for the games, we pay for our internet. Life is expensive. You're goddamn right. We're entitled to ensuring a product is catered to our demands. If you want to make business with us, this is how it's done. You console guys, you treat gaming like it's a privilege, like you're just happy to be here. Oh, gee golly. I'm at your mercy, Sony. Please take it easy on my anal cavity. How hilarious is it that Sony does something PC gamers don't like? We send a clear message, and within 24 hours, they undo the decision. Meanwhile, on the console side of PlayStation, the ponies have been making petitions and begging Sony for years to stop porting to PC with not a single reply from Sony. Get cucked.
Stop Sony from porting more PlayStation games to PC! Sign the petition!
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Exactly what I was just talking about. They make petitions begging Sony to stop. Look how ungrateful the PlayStation peasants are. All we do is help improve their products, give better feedback, purchase more, and we get repaid like this. Amazing. PC gamers can get done whatever they want in less than 24 hours, while PlayStation gamers haven't been able to get a single goddamn thing they've wanted for well over half a decade now. We are first-class citizens.
My God, PC players won't allow any type of login for future PlayStation games. PlayStation is the only publisher bullied out from having logins. Steam is not a great business partner for Sony. PSN worldwide availability remains the same. PlayStation looks weak.
Bitch, you live in Venezuela. Your last concern should be about how strong PlayStation looks. Now, PlayStation is not the only publisher bullied. PlayStation is the only publisher that enforced its rules months later. So they deserve all the bullying they get. PC gamers get to be mean because PC gamers are based.
Samantha's mean.
Samantha gets to be mean because Samantha is a star, okay?
What we learned from all this debacle? PC fans are toxic!
Why am I toxic? What?
Since when did sticking up to corporations become toxic? What is going on in the mind of gamers these days? What we learned from this entire debacle is that if PC gamers didn't exist, console gaming would be complete communism. That's what I'm coming out with. Now, I hate to do this to you because I know you just got comfortable where you're at. Things are starting to get good. But believe it or not, we have part 3 we gotta work on. So, if you wanna see even more salt, even more outlandish takes, even more salty PlayStation fanboys, even more instances of Sony falling off, then you know where to tune into. You know this is the #1 source of salt. So like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. Well, not choose to, it's kind of a necessity if you want your next fix. Part 3 is on its way, and I'll see you till then.
Free Congo sucks ass.